Hello everyone, this is Dr. Bhawisha Joshi and it gives me great pleasure to interview Jan today and also to introduce his work to you today. I think Jan Scholten is a legend in homeopathy and he needs no introduction. It would be right to say that he is the master of modern schematic homeopathy. And he is the one who was the first to see patterns or a scheme amongst the remedies and to create a whole grid of remedies. In fact, the best example or the most wonderful example of that is his derivation of our periodic table. We have a lot of remedies, metal remedies, non-metal remedies, halogens, a lot of our mineral remedies which form the base of our practice. And it was Jan who first saw the entire periodic table in one pattern or scheme and brought out this fantastic understanding of the entire periodic table, which made it very, very easy to understand and use well-proved, age-old mineral remedies, as well as to understand what new remedies would look like or how would new remedies help us in our prescriptions. In fact, Shachindra Joshi and my work on the minerals, as well as our recent work on the animals in the periodic table, is also based on the periodic table, and the seeds of it, as I just told you, were first sown by Jan Scholten. So I would say I'm really excited that we have Jan Scholten with us today, and I'm also very excited, and I'm sure all the Indians and Indian homeopaths are very, very excited that Jan will soon be visiting us in January for the Ekayan seminar. This will be his visit to India after 6 years. Let's see what Jan has to say about his visit.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, for you, it's afternoon, isn't it?
It is.
Yes, it's just 12:30 for us.
Oh, just afternoon. Yeah.
That Indian homeopaths are very, very excited to have you. You're going to come after 6 long years.
I know.
Yes, what is your feeling coming to India?
Oh, I love India. I have also felt good in India, also when I came there the first time without having lectured there. So I love India as a country as a whole. But especially also the last time, I noticed that the Indian homeopaths are very enthusiastic about my ideas and they love it. And so I feel very appreciated, and I have the feeling that my ideas have a very fertile ground.
Yeah, indeed.
So I like to come.
Good. Good. Jan, I think it would be right to say that you're almost a father of modern schematic homeopathy. Yes, because you started or sowed the seeds of a pattern or scheme in things. And I think the best example
Thank you
of
for the
that,
compliment.
the best example of that is the beginning with the periodic table, right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask you, from your point of view, how do you see, or what is the need to see a pattern or scheme in things as opposed to just rubrics in remedies?
Well, there are several grounds for it. First, it's a scientific desire to know how it is or what the structure is behind it, and that's just a curiosity. But my experience is also that when you go to classification and when you find the best classification, you also come more to the essence of the remedies. That's not only in homeopathy the case, but it's also the case in, for instance, in chemistry with the periodic table. before they knew about atomic numbers and atoms and protons and neutrons, they made a periodic table. But with that, gradually they discovered what's behind it, and that's the atomic number, which is essential. So when they started with the periodic table, it was a bit shaky. They were not sure about the classification completely. There were questions and doubts, etc. But when they found atomic numbers, all the doubts and insecurities and those things disappeared. So a good classification also brings you to the essence of, in chemistry, the chemistry aspect, but in homeopathy, the essence of where the state is coming from, what the disease is. And another advantage is that you have a much bigger scope of remedies. Where when you look, for instance, the periodic table, before you had that, you were skipping remedies like hafnium, etc., and bismuth, maybe a little bit, but a lot of remedies that we never used. We didn't have even provings of it. And my experience is that with a classification, you can prescribe them. You can even prescribe salts, very precise and with confidence and with good results. So it means, in a way, you could say a good theory is tested by the proof in the pudding. When you apply it and it works, then it's a good theory. So you can have much more remedies that you can prescribe, and you can differentiate them much better from each other because you know which difference in class there is in the periodic table. So then you can exactly say, oh, but then that must be the difference in the state of the remedy.
So I think not only that the scope of remedies has definitely increased with the schematic understanding, but as you're clearly saying, that it's much more scientific and much more well-based and fundamental when we understand the scheme of things along with the rubrics.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, that's wonderful.
I think so too.
Yes, I mean, even our work with the animals is based on this basic grid of the periodic table.